There are places on this planet that defy simple explanation. Places where nature puts on a display so constant, so powerful. Before we go further, remember you can get a free copy of our popular book, 10 Travel Hacks. The link is in the channel description. Also, while you are there, buy us a coffee to help the channel. One such place is in Venezuela. It is a large brackish bay called Lake Maracaibo. Here, a storm gathers with an almost impossible frequency. It produces more lightning than anywhere else on Earth. The numbers are staggering. By some estimates, this single location can receive well over 1 million lightning strikes in a single year. It is a storm that, for all intents and purposes, never truly sleeps. The phenomenon has many names. Sailors once knew it as the Maracaibo Beacon. Whatever you call it, the experience is unforgettable. Most nights of the year, as dusk settles over the water, the sky begins to flicker. Then it ignites. Silent, branching bolts of electricity tear across the clouds, illuminating the horizon in brilliant, ghostly flashes. This is not a typical thunderstorm that passes in an hour. Here, the celestial fireworks can continue for 10 hours straight. There is a relentlessness to it, a power that is both humbling and mesmerizing. For those who witness it, the spectacle is overwhelming. So the thunder is a distant, rolling murmur rather than a sharp crack. It creates an eerie sense of watching a silent film of immense cosmic power. The flashes can occur up to 280 times per hour, sometimes more. Imagine a strobe light the size of a city, pulsing for hours on end. This is the nightly reality at the mouth of the Catatumbo River, a place where the sky is alive with electricity. This is more than just a weather event. It is a defining feature of a region. It has shaped the culture, the history, and the ecology of this corner of South America for centuries, if not millennia. It is a constant reminder of the planet's raw and untamable energy. To understand this phenomenon, you have to look at the geography. Lake Maracaibo is not just any body of water. It is the largest lake in South America, a vast expanse connected to the Gulf of Venezuela, the Caribbean Sea, by a narrow strait. The lake basin is flanked by towering mountain ranges. Prongs of the Andes rise sharply from the lowlands. This unique topography acts like a giant natural funnel. It creates the perfect conditions, a stage, for the storm to perform night after night. Wind, water, mountains. The process begins under the hot tropical sun. Warm waters of the lake evaporate. Cool, dense winds sweep in from the Andes. Cooler air acts like a wedge. It forces warm, moist air to rise rapidly. This is the engine of the storm. Rising air builds massive cumulonimbus clouds. They climb tens of thousands of feet, becoming volatile repositories of atmospheric energy. Predictable mountain winds provide steady fuel. The system regenerates in the same spot almost every evening. Electrical display often begins shortly after sunset. The result? A highly localized, self-sustaining storm cell, anchored over the southwestern lake. A storm factory. Production line of wind. Production line of water. Warm lake water. Cool mountain air provides the lift, the upward motion that is crucial for any storm. One prevailing theory points to the role of methane gas from swamps and oil deposits beneath Lake Maracaibo. Rising with the moisture, particles and aerosols may enhance charge separation inside the clouds. Ice crystals and water droplets collide, stripping electrons and creating a massive electrical potential within the cloud. When the difference becomes too great for air to contain, a discharge occurs, a bolt of lightning. Here, tall storm clouds, possibly enhanced by methane, repeat this process with extraordinary efficiency. The result is a near-continuous barrage that recharges and discharges for hours. Lightning is one of nature's primary mechanisms for creating ozone. Catatumbo lightning is believed to be the single largest generator of tropospheric ozone on the planet. Harmful at ground level, but protective higher up against ultraviolet radiation. This spectacle is an active part of our global atmospheric system. For the Wayu and Bari, the lightning is woven into cosmology and oral traditions. Europeans and sailors called it a lighthouse, a beacon guiding ships through treacherous waters. Today, visitors arrive from around the world to witness and to wonder. For the people in the stilt villages of Lake Maracaibo, the storm is a fact of life. It is the backdrop to their existence. Fishermen venture out, eyes trained as much on the clouds as on the water. They have an intimate understanding of the storm's rhythms. They know its moods, when it's a harmless light show, and when it signals immediate danger. I spoke to a local guide on a recent trip there. We rode toward a stilt house to spend the night watching the sky. The air was thick and humid. He said he barely notices the lightning anymore. It's like the sound of traffic in a city, but on rare quiet nights, the darkness feels unnatural. The storm tells him the world is as it should be. Tourism has brought a new dimension to the region. People come from everywhere to witness the spectacle firsthand. Communities run tours and host guests in homes on the water, a livelihood not solely dependent on fishing. With it comes responsibility to protect this unique environment. Ultimately, Lake Maracaibo is a place of profound duality, a place of immense beauty and potential danger, a scientific curiosity and a sacred site, a source of livelihood for some, a once-in-a-lifetime destination for others. For everyone, it leaves a permanent mark. It forces you to reconsider your sense of scale, to appreciate the immense and mysterious forces that shape our world. The sky is not a void. It is a stage. Here, the show never ends.